that won mid-season championships. But now, my friends, we're jumping into the game. This is on winner's side, of course, NA versus South America. Let's see what we've got going on, and we're opening off hot. Loyalist with the juggles, setting up with that end light. What makes Loyalist and Kyna so deadly as it is, they find little 2 pieces, they find little 3 pieces in the middle of battle.
You have little room for mistakes here for both of these teams. You can see Kyna now has been playing that Zerial this year instead of that Terrace that we had seen in the years prior, and has found such high success with it. I love this defensive movement from Loris, hitting both members of the red team with that recovery after doing a chase dodge down recovery, and then gets the first stock of this winner's finals.
But Zen, he helicopters up and over the stage, putting himself in prime D-light position. He gets punished for it, and he loses his stock.
Look at this movement. I mean, Kyna and Loris are playing as a unit. Perfect punish from Loris, saying if you're going to hit Kyna, you're eating a side light. That's good damage. Kyna coming in with the punish of his own with that D-light end light. Just making sure that if any member of their team gets hit by any damage, they are both there for each other, right? They never leave too much distance between themselves, so that they always have the opportunity to go in there and interrupt if need be.
And they did that just now. Loris coming in with that neutral. Nice. Zen found himself off stage. Kyna going to be swatting him away like a fly. The red team getting stuck there, but then Hideaway able to break free from the sandwich that the blue team developed. Hideaway going to be able to get the recovery, very nicely done. And Loris also going to be succumbing. Both of them now on their second stocks.
I love that the metagame has evolved to this point where you're like, bro, I'm gonna throw the stock away so we can both be at closer to even damage ranges, right? Because it means that saving each other is just gonna be that much more available. You get sent too far away, what are you gonna do when you watch your teammate get?
Oh yeah, it's just gonna be 2v1, get back onto the stage, and hey, it's another 2v1. That is not the kind of tempo that you want to have. You want to be on the same page. Hideaway though, he is off stage. Kyna not going to be able to go ahead and get that punish that he's looking for. Still able to hunt him down, getting the recovery off the top. Zen is in an awful position. He's going to wait, he's going to play slow. Loyalist misses the pogo, but he was still able to get the side A. Oh my god.
Just like that. I mean, steady lead here for the blue team. Granted, Kyna has taken a decent amount of damage. I'm the red team. I'm trying to get rid of that ASAP, and here's an opportunity. Kyna won't be able to make it back. Loris probably going to trade stocks here. No, we're going to hang on. And despite the fact that he has that damage, since it is the penultimate stock, you do kind of want to hang on to that one a little while longer here. We're going to see if it ends up being something they regret later on. Loris doing such a good job hanging on to that stock and tacking on all this extra damage. Gets the ground pound on the recovery as well, and Zen's not going to be able to make it back. There's this save coming out from Hideaway, but it doesn't matter. Loris's edge guards are too strong, and now that's game 1. Kyna and Loris are looking pretty.
This is exactly what makes Kyna and Loris probably just like the best team in the world right now, because let me tell you, Loris's edge guarding efficiency with Spirit, both in 1s and in 2s. He is the pogo sniper. He is able to connect every single downer that he is looking for. He makes sure that you're not allowed to get back onto the stage. Kyna does an amazing job of watching his back. For whatever reason, Zen and Hideaway, they had a very difficult time interrupting everything that Kyna and Loris were going for. These two teams, I must say, they're playing on a completely different level playing.
Yes. They are absolutely phenomenal, and I have to give my flowers to Loris as well. I remember I was sitting there with Aknel and Godly, and they were like, yeah, was this a hot take? Is Loris the problem on that team? And then Aknel was like, that's not a hot take at all, bro. That's definitely the truth. I mean, look at the way that this Kaya is moving across the screen. Buttery movement in between both members of the red team, getting all these punishes, weaving it through every single offensive.
It's surgical precision with Bo. He is literally the sniper here. But now Loris, he's holding onto the ground. He's trying to cover the space. Hideaway with a nice aggressive landing. The sail going to be coming through, and Kyna going to be the first to lose his stock. Endlight, nicely done to be able to close that out. That's exactly what this North American team needed.
Yeah, if there's anything that's phenomenal about Zen Hideaway, it's their ability and speed to adapt. There's going to be another interruption. That's 2 now, I believe, from Hideaway, stopping a potential punish that would have led to the stock being taken on Zen, but they're able to extend the lengthyhood of these stocks. Wait, huge opportunity for Zen to get the reversal. Beautiful dodge timing from Kyna on that downer. That would have been disastrous.
Kind of ended up falling off the stage with that D-light. Didn't end up jumping. It was a bit of an awkward position to be in, but that's okay. Zen is also now on his second stock. Loyalist trying to set up some nasty juggles onto Hideaway, and Kyna going to be continuing with them. Oh my gosh, Hideaway able to get that D-light. Kyna with the double chase dodge in, crossing up with that side light. He wanted it all.
Yeah, got interrupted there, so they couldn't get the team conversion. But I love what I'm seeing. Zen almost gets the read with that side reverse neutral sig, and then that ends up being an end sig that connects.
Did Kyna just ground pound after his teammate? What was that? He just fell after him after both members, Hideaway and Zen, got back onto the stage. So that was a bit of a fumble, and now all of a sudden it is Zen and Hideaway with a good lead.
Oh, but not for long. That down sig is not going to be enough to knock out, but they do have a 2v1 situation here against Zen. They're racking up that extra bit of damage now. One strong hit onto Zen will send him down to his final stop. This is actually a pretty decent position to play from if you're Kyna and Loras to try and make this comeback.
Yeah, but Hideaway and Zen, they got in there at the same time. That's going to be the stock off the top. Hideaway has to run.
This is a chance.
This might be it. Oh my gosh, Kyna getting interrupted.
That's a little bit too close. They could have potentially closed out the stock right there, but now still in a really good position. Hideaway's taking so much damage. They're playing like a unit. He doesn't even get the wall touch. It's a 2v1 here, and look at that. Oh no, they have to be careful. Zen, gonna be too difficult to try and edge guard both of them at the same time, but at this point, Kyna and Loras have done the important thing. They've eliminated Hideaway, and all they have to do is play patient, set up that team combo. These team edge guards as well are so pinpoint from them. It's gonna be really hard for Zen to make this comeback, but he can do it.
Zen just playing on a back foot. That's a GC and light, D-light, ground pound. That's not going to be the stock yet, but I don't know how Zen makes it back on. Sweatbeats coming out. It was the stock after all. That must be really disappointing for Zen and Hideaway because they built up a lead. Let me tell you right now, getting a lead against Kyna and Loras, yeah, well, you know, good luck. You need it. And they ended up losing that game anyways. What happened?
It's always such a rough feeling when you're in that situation where one team is down to their final stocks and the other team has one person that has two and then the other person that has one, because you have numerically the stock lead, but then if they're able to get rid of that one player and find the opening in that 2v1, oh,
he didn't land, did he?
Difference.
He just eats that ground pound, and is that going to be it? Just dodging up, jumping, recovery. Yeah, wow, he never actually got to land. The Enlight was able to catch him, and he was not able to refresh all of his resources. So again, you know, fighting games, guys, they're crazy because sometimes it's defined by pixels. Sometimes it's defined by just a few milliseconds, and a whole lot of flowcharts of, you know, what could have been.
It's sad, but it's also like, you have to just give it up, right? Because you have a very small window to make that capitalization, and Kyna and Loras just happen to be, if not the best team in the world at doing it, one of the best teams in the world, and that's why they're back-to-back world champions, right? And so it's like, you gotta be able to find the spot in the haystack. Where can you thread the needle? I mean, at this point, you're down 2-0. Zen and Hideaway want this really bad. They've been talking about it. Every interview we've had, I remember at MSI, they were talking about how they're trying to lock in, they're trying to secure this dub. They're putting their hearts into it, but Kyna and Loras, being the final bosses, they're looking pretty rough to beat.
Yeah, I'm gonna be totally honest with you. If I knew how to beat them, then maybe I would not be here on the commentator desk, but oh gosh, Zen, the position that he is in, Kyna gonna be denying him at the stage with that sidelight, and Loras again with the pogos, with the spirit downers. Whenever he needs it, they connect. The blue, they're popping off. Kyna and Loras are continuing to pop off.
Yeah, I've seen this happen before where they start to get in their stride and then the red team starts to crumble. You see Kyna goes for the extension there, doesn't even combo into Loras. He said, I got this one, bro. And look at the way Kyna's moving now, getting maybe a little bit too confident here. Getting quite a bit of friendly fire, but they are still playing as a unit. Beautiful down from Hideaway. There's the conversion from Zen to go ahead and bring things back a little bit closer.
We needed that, right? North America needed that. Zen and Hideaway, that was a good combo. They've not been able to get a lot of extended combos. Hideaway, that target switch was so good. He came back in, he helped out his teammate, and now they're splitting them up. Kyna, he has to get back onto stage, and it takes so long. Zen gonna be swatting him away, saying, get back out there. We wanna go ahead and deal some damage to that Kaya, to your teammate.
Oh my goodness, it's looking very, very tough right now for the red team here. That's another thing that's going to be felt for the rest of the set. But that side air finally getting a stock. We have to convert, and they do. Boom, there's the swing I'm looking for. Loras down to the final stock.
Shout outs to Hideaway. Wait a second. My shout outs are continuing. Hideaway, he's going to be able to make it back on. The side is not going to be able to connect.
Kyna can't get back. Kyna gets sent down to the final stock. 2v1 opportunity on Loras. He's converting off of the Nair into then the Rocket Lance Nair. This is looking like a good game here for Zen and Hideaway. They might be able to get this one, Dara.
Something has shifted. Hideaway and Zen, everything is beginning to fall into place. Every single interruption, every single follow-up, every single combo, and they're consistency in KOing is getting better and better as time goes on. Zen is not going to be able to make it back on. Hideaway, what is he going to do here? He's going to take it nice and slow to get back onto the stage, and that is going to be enough to take it off the top. Zen, you have one job, and that is just to stay alive, stay healthy. Okay? That's fine. That's enough. Hideaway with the side sig. Look at what's happening to the blue team. They're so split up.
Yeah, Loris just has so much damage now that it's hard for him to protect Kyna if Kyna gets caught. Having to play a little bit more on the back foot. There's Kyna with the punishes. Also eats a punish there as well. And you see Loris didn't go for the combo because he knows if he tries to play off of the hit there from Kyna, he's going to end up losing the stock. These are decisions that he's making in real time. Split-second decisions, but it doesn't matter because he catches the tail end of a side sig from Hideaway, and Kyna has to do the 2v1 unarmed currently, manages to sneak in that bow pickup.
Yeah, this is going to be a very tough 2v1. You just have to sneeze on Kyna at this point. It's going to be the stock. Anything can take it. And there it is. That's the helicopter to take it off the top. Guess what? Zen and Hideaway, truthfully, I don't know what happened this game, but they locked in. They got those combos. Shout outs to Hideaway in this game, especially with the Lance he was patrolling. He was looking out for his teammate. They effectively split up the blue team, and Hideaway made sure that Zen was going unpunished. Hideaway made sure that his teammate's back was safe. That is the exact kind of dynamic that they needed. They split them up. Kyna and Loris begin to crumble if they don't get to play as a team.
Yeah, definitely were able to kind of go ahead, get Kyna and Loris respectively each off stage, away from each other with just enough time for them to convert. And they did a great job of doing target swapping as well, where they push someone off the stage, hit them once, all right, let's go edge guard the other person, and then swapping back to make sure that they could have that swing in the stocks that they were able to find in that last game. But now we're going to see how they're able to
that's the stock off the top. He was able to pull it out. I'm telling you, Zen and Hideaway, they have activated. Hideaway especially. He has been getting the follow-ups, he has been setting stuff up, and he has been patrolling his teammates back. Everybody wants a teammate like Hideaway right now.
Oh my goodness, that side stick doesn't hit the stage as well. Puts Hideaway in a really bad spot, but Hideaway charges up the recovery, and somehow Loris gets hit. And
the GC side stick!
Not enough. That's aerial defense.
Not
Turn
enough.
around.
Oh gosh, they weren't able to get the edge guard.
He gets caught, no recovery, he's gone. And the ground pound just to send a message. The red team is absolutely on fire.
They're popping off. The blue team is getting eliminated. Loris is somehow already on his last stock, and the red team has not yet lost one of their own. Maybe that neutralizer is going to do it. Just kidding. It's boat neutralizer. Nobody's getting KO'd by it. Now, oh my gosh, Kyna's in such a nasty position off stage. Wait, whose stock was that? Okay, I see. Zen and Hideaway losing a stock apiece. Kyna and Loris, are they down a little bit too far? Look at how much damage Loris has.
Yeah, I'm gonna say, like, right, you just kind of beat up Loris now, and if Loris doesn't want to play the game, sure, they can 2v1 Kyna, no problem. Loris effectively one hit away from being removed from this game number 4. Team combo opportunity, they're not able to convert, and there's a bit of friendly fire that happens as a result. That's not what the blue team needed there. They're slowly falling apart. The side stick's gonna hit. They have an opportunity to 2v1 Loris. He's one hit away from losing the stock. Zen gets a good catch, goes for a read, and then the coverage from a Hideaway to go ahead and force the 2v1. It's looking rough for Kyna.
Oh, the GC NSIC almost connected as well. Yeah, this is definitely going to be going to Zen and Hideaway, the GC side sig as well. Zen and Hideaway popping off. Zen is the one that is jumping after them, but then Hideaway is the one that Kyna and Loris have to worry about. But the only reason why Hideaway is being allowed to patrol the way that he is because they're splitting up Loris and Kyna. Specifically, I have no idea how they're doing this to Kyna. You do not see Kyna be put out of the game so often. It felt like for half the game, he was trying to get back onto the stage, and then they were able to execute all these insane combos onto Loris.
I really hope that Kyna and Loris take a little bit before hopping into this game number 5, right? Because they were sitting up 2-0 in this set, and now Zen and Hideaway are on the verge of making the reverse 3-0 happen. We're hopping into game 5. The Legends are exactly what you would expect them to be. We're about to find out who is going to be guaranteed top 2 in the grand finals here at the BCX World Championship on the winner's side of bracket.
There is so much on the line. We can feel it in our chest. Loris coming on the way back down. Kyna going to be patrolling with that side ledge. Such a good interruption tool. Hideaway going to be setting up the juggles. Kyna over-committing a little bit, and look what Hideaway does. He runs to the assistance of his teammate. Loris is now the one on the back foot, but they're both able to reset neutral.
Look at this beautiful opening there from Hideaway. Kyna comes in with the punish, and it looks like they're going to be trading blows a little bit. Zen hasn't been able to get
Chaos.
a chance to really get any stage positioning. No control. Keeps getting swatted off the stage. It's Hideaway fending for himself, but they're getting split up. Loras and Kyna are doing such a good job in the start of this game, and we're on Suzaku Castle, so there's nowhere for them to run.
That down was so good, but all of a sudden, it is Zen who ends up losing his free stock, the neutral and chase dodge to be able to touch and to refresh his resources. Hideaway, he didn't want to take out his own stock. He wanted to go ahead and stay in the game. He's still living a little bit longer. Hold on, what's going on here? What is happening?
All right, looks like we're good. Maybe just had taunt binded and accidentally pressed the button. But either way, we're hopping right back in it. Kyna and Loras do still have technically a lead here, but not for much longer. Zen in a bit of a hairy position. We're going to try and get that team combo onto Loras, but recovery's going to send to the top last zone. And Hideaway and Zen are converting from the craziest spot I've ever seen.
The D-Sig! How did he avoid the D-Sig? The bottom hitbox gets spiked. It is such a nasty move. Loras has secured his position back onto the stage, and Zen is looking to put that away. He goes for the neutral, not the sider. Okay, interesting choice.
Ooh, Loras needs to be careful. You've taken a lot of damage. He's been disarmed as well. Kyna trying to put some extra pressure onto Zen. Loras gets caught, but bounces off the stage. Loras almost gets a team combo off of it. That weapon throw from the other side. Loras has vision everywhere on the map.
Yeah, he has fully zoomed out. He is, he just knows it all. Okay, is that going to be enough to take the stock? Yes, it is.
Beautiful chase dodge.
Hideaway on the last stock of the set.
They can't get Zen. Oh, Nair's not going to get the stock. We need something that hits harder than that. There goes Loras down to his final stock, but so is Hideaway.
Oh, Kyna, he has managed to stay nice and safe, positioning and moving so safely. Loras going to be able to get the D-Light into the end-Light. Hideaway is recovering off the top. He is running away. He's not going to be able to get the rising down. He was up a little bit too high. You have to be able to do it immediately, or you have to do it late. Okay.
Oh, you gotta be super careful here if you're Kyna. The stage is too small. Wait, Loras, you need to touch, you need to touch. You have to refresh your... Okay, cool, we're back. This is so scary. This is a matter of stocks.
Oh, Loras! Wait a second. This is a brief 2v1. He has to find a safe way to be able to land. He eats a weapon toss. The top of the D6 is going to be able to connect.
Weapon! And the is going to get rid of Loras. Kyna is by himself. He has to be a legend like he's been in the past, but I don't know if it's going to happen. One more hit. The weapon throw's not going to do it. Kyna trying to get back on the stage. He hits both of them with the side air. You have to play like an absolute maniac to make this comeback happen.
He gets a steal. He goes for the immediate ground pound. He wants to be able to get the stock in any way. That D-Sig is still not enough to be able to KO. Kyna, Zen, the friendly fire. This is not the time. You have to clutch up. Kyna is still hanging on. Kyna jumps into the weapon toss, and that is going to be it. They were down 2 games. They won 3 consecutive games. This is probably the strongest team from North America. We have Zen and Hideaway moving on into the winner's side of Grand Finals. They lost a set previously to this team just a few months ago at midseason, and now they're here proving that they still got it.
One more step to get to the peak of the mountain. Zen and Hideaway completing the reverse 3-0 on the previous